Again, part two of Primal movement patterns. Yesterday we did squat, or last time we did squat. This time we're going lunge, okay? Next time we're going bend. So for today, let's work on the lunge pattern. And what I want you to understand is the lunge pattern is definitely similar to the squat because we want to maximize the ability to use the ankle, the knee, and the hip, right? With a good maintenance of the pelvis so that our spine is in neutral. So this goes across all boards of the lunge pattern. So one thing you can do, and you can actually start with, is discover which range you're actually weak in as it relates to your lunge pattern. I'll show you a half of what I call a multi-directional lunge, which is a normal straight lunge. We go 45 degrees off, keeping pelvis and feet straight. We go sideways lunge, straight, heel down, back 45, still straight, and then back, right? So I can continue on to do that left. What I want to do is figure out where did I compromise my form in that, right? So if I went and I did my 45 and all of a sudden I went here and my leg went straight, then that could be an actual brain thing as it relates to understanding how to do it correctly. So it's pattern, right? A pattern issue. Could be a mobility, and it could be a stability issue, right? So you're always looking to find out, where am I missing something, right? So if I do that 45, and I come up and do that 45, and that ankle's tight back there and it forces me to straighten my knee, I can't go down any lower because I then have to come forward with my upper body. So think about that, and it's something we talked about in the squat, is the ankle dorsiflexion restriction. Work on queuing up, clearing out an ankle dorsiflexion. You can do banded, for example, put a band on and do dorsiflexions with the band pulling back, right? Where you're straightening and bending, keeping the heel down. You can use slant boards, you can use a stair, right? You can mobilize with a foam roller, with a stick. You definitely want to work the shin. You can go leaning up against a wall, straight body, and doing toe raises to work on that anterior tib. Those are all helpful. But in the end, the lunge is still going to be, can I maximize, let's do a back lunge. Can I go into my back lunge, keep my heel down, knee doesn't matter where it goes, it's okay if it goes forward. That necessarily depends on your knee capability more than anything. So that's what my assessment is the client's knee strong and stable enough for it to sit out on its own in space like such, okay? I mean, because really a squat, you can do a squat like this, that's fine, but can your knee handle it? My left knee, because of my knee surgery, gets grumpy if I do that, so I just prefer to keep it down, my heel that is. So length depends on the length of your femur and your lower leg, right? Some people who have shorter legs will have a shorter length, obviously, right? Some longer legged people will have a long, right? The longer I go though, the more that puts stress into my hip flexor, my rectus femoris, which is my quad that attaches to my hip. So just be aware of that, because when you go too far here, it actually begins to create a lordosis in your lower back, and now I'm too rounded. Okay, so if you have back issues, you don't want that pelvis dumping forward because your leg is so far in the hip extension. So you shorten it up and you do a shorter. A 90-90 is typically a good kind of place to start. You can go shorter even, right? Again, it's all depending on what your knee can handle in those particular areas, and then how much does it affect my hips, okay? A few other things. Work the quad when you stand up. Go full straight extension, squeezing both, and both glutes as well. Here, I'll do it this way. So coming down, I'm coming up, I'm squeezing all, right? The other thing I don't like people doing is going forward in their lunge. I like them to go down, almost like you're within a barrel, right? It helps you to get good at your lunge pattern. I would say for me, most of my clients have a little bit of an issue with the lateral because it really involves a lot of groin, especially the men, ability to, the groin is tight, in other words, and so they bend their knee, they don't want to load into this leg, okay, which by the way, should look like you're in a normal squat when you get over here and load this leg. So that can indicate that you got some tight adductors working, and that you should work on the adductors and creating mobility there too. So those are important in the lunge. And again, you can stick them, the adductors, the groin, you can use the stick, you can use your foam roller, and of course, specific stretching that I can help you with actually if you're interested. So there's your lunge work. Try it. Utilize the lunge pattern just like the squat. Next week, Monday, we'll start with the hinge or the bend pattern, working our way from the lower body to the upper. Have a good weekend. Check out our programs, trainedride.com. And I'm highlighting my monthly membership because you get fresh content every 5 weeks. You get flexibility, mobility, you get a warm-up. You get LDOA exercises, which are joint decompression, spinal exercises too, that are important and specific to riding, okay? Lots of other good things as well. So fresh content, yay! All right. Any questions, drop them below. We'll see you guys next time. See you.